Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you my book about Bill Clinton I have, and this is what it looks like. And I'm going to read you it. Alright, this book is about Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States from 1993 to 2001. Bill Clinton was the 42nd President of the United States. His interests in politics began at a young age. In high school, he participated in government clubs. Then in college, he served as class president. After college, Clinton taught law school. Then he was elected Attorney General of Arkansas. Clinton later served 5 terms as governor of Arkansas. In 1993, Clinton became president. As president, he worked hard to improve the economy. Clinton also helped make peace in other nations. President Clinton's popularity won him a second term, yet he faced personal scandals that led to his impeachment in 1998. Still, he continued to work hard for Americans. After leaving the White House, Clinton remained active in many worthy causes. He started the William J. Clinton Foundation in 2002. Then in 2004, he opened the William J. Clinton Presidential Center. Timeline: 1946. On August 19th, William Jefferson Clinton was born in Hope, Arkansas. 1963. Clinton became interested in a political career after meeting President John F. Kennedy. 1968. Clinton graduated from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Clinton graduated from Yale Law School in New Haven, Connecticut. 1975. On October 11, Clinton married Hillary Diane Rudolph. 1976. Clinton was elected Attorney General of Arkansas. 1979. Clinton became governor of Arkansas. 1982. Clinton was re-elected governor. He went on to win the next 3 elections in a row. 1993, on January 20th, Clinton became the 42nd U.S. President. Congress passed the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act and the Family Medical Leave Act. 1994, on January 1, North American Free Trade Agreement took effect. Kennedy Star began investigating the Whitewater effort. 1996, President Clinton was elected to a second term. 1996, President Clinton was elected to a second term. 1998, the U.S. House of Representatives impeached Clinton in December. 1999, on February 12, the U.S. Senate found Clinton not guilty. 2002, Clinton started the William J. Clinton Foundation. 2004, Clinton published his autobiography called My Life. In December, the William J. Clinton Presidential Library opened in Little Rock, Arkansas. 2007, Clinton published the book Given How Each of Us Can Change the World. Did you know Bill Clinton enjoys many hobbies? He stays active by jogging, golfing. He likes to read, solve crossword puzzles, and play the tenor saxophone. Inaugurated at age 46, Clinton became the third youngest person to serve as a U.S. president. John F. Kennedy and Theodore Roosevelt were younger when they were inaugurated. Kennedy was 43. Roosevelt was just 42. In 1996, Clinton became the first Democratic president re-elected in 60 years. Back in 1936, Democrat Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected to his second of four terms. In 2000, Clinton appointed Norman Menton Secretary at Commence. Menton was the first Asian American to serve in a U.S. president's cabinet. Early years. William Jefferson Clinton was born on August 19th, 1946, in Hope, Arkansas. He was called Billy when he was young. Billy's mother, Virginia D. O'Brien, named him after Jefferson Beale, after his father. His father died in a car accident 3 months before he was born. When Billy was 2, his mother moved to New Orleans, Louisiana to attend nursing school. Virginia left Billy and Hope. He stayed with her parents, Elbridge and Edie, because Billy's grandparents ran a grocery store in Hope. They took good care of Billy. Fast facts. Born August 19, 1946, wife Hillary, children 1, political party, Democrat, age at inauguration 46 years, served 1993 to 2001, Vice President Al Gore. They also taught him to count and read. Growing up, Billy especially liked reading about Native Americans. Virginia returned to Hope when Billy was 4, shortly after she married a car dealer named Roger Quinton. In 1953, the family moved to Hot Springs, Arkansas. There, Roger and Virginia had a son named Roger. Billy's home life was hard. His stepfather drank too much and sometimes hurt Virginia. So in April 1962, Virginia divorced Roger, but later that summer, they remarried. Billy wanted to share his family's last name, so he changed his last name from Bill to Quentin. He also began to go by Bill, a future leader. In Hot Springs, Bill attended Hot Springs High School. He was a busy student and a good musician. Bill played saxophone in the school band. He also competed in band festivals where he won many medals. Every summer, Bill attended band camp in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Bill also participated in student government. He belonged to the American Legion Boys Nation. This club is for students interested in government. Bill visited Washington, D.C. with the Boys Nation in 1962. While there, he shook hands with President John F. Kennedy. Bill knew then that he wanted a life in politics. In 1964, Bill graduated from high school. Then he attended Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. There, Bill studied political science and world issues. At Georgetown, Bill served as class president 2 years in a row. He also worked as an attorney for Arkansas Senator William Filbert. In 1968, Bill graduated that fall. Bill began attending Oxford University in England as a Reuters scholar. He studied there for 2 years. Then Bill traveled around Europe before returning to the United States. Law and marriage. In 1970, Quentin went to Yale Law School in New Haven, Connecticut. In addition to studying, he worked as a lawyer's assistant. He also taught a law class at University of New Haven. Quentin graduated from Yale in 1973. That spring, Quentin passed his examination to become a lawyer. Then he moved to Fayetteville, Arkansas. He took a job teaching at the University of Arkansas School of Law. In 1974, Quentin ran for the U House of Representatives. He lost the race, so he continued to teach law. Quentin also stayed interested in politics while at Yale. Quentin had met Hillary Diane, and she had been a law student too. Together, they had worked on Democrat Senator George McHen's 1972 presidential campaign. The two had grown close together. They married on October 11, 1975. Eventually, the Quentins had a daughter, Chesley, was born in 1980. Governor Quentin. In 1976, Quentin ran for Arkansas Attorney General and won. He held this position for 2 years. Then in 1978, Quentin ran for governor of Arkansas. Let me read this over again. Governor Quentin. In 1976, Quentin ran for Arkansas Attorney General and won. He held this position for 2 years. Then in 1978, Quentin ran for governor of Arkansas. He won. The next year, Quentin became the youngest governor of the country had seen in 40 years. Governor Clinton had many ideas for new programs. He worked to improve schools, fix failure, repair roads, and create jobs to pay for these programs. Didn't raise tax. This upset voters. Clinton had other problems too. He upset Oregon's companies by saying they said too many Arkansas forces. Clinton also angered voters when thousands of Camden refugees came to Arkansas. Their care cost taxpayers much money. In 1980, Governor Clinton ran for re-election. Voters were still upset with him, so he did not win. After the election, Clinton returned to practicing law. He joined the firm of Wright, Lindsay, and Jen in Woodall, Arkansas. Return to politics. Clinton still wanted to work in politics, so he ran for governor again in 1982. This time he said he learned from his mistakes. The voters believed him and voted for him into office. Clinton went to be re-elected 3 more times. Governor Clinton supported laws and to improve education. Soon teachers were tested to be sure they knew their subjects well. Parents received fines if they did not attend parent-teacher conference. And any student who quit school lost his or her driver's license. Clinton announced his candidate for president on October 3rd, 1991. He and Gore were elected on November 3rd, 1992. Governor Clinton improved economy too. He worked on laws that drew business to Arkansas, so there were many well-paying jobs. Clinton also developed a new plan for welfare and improved job training for those who received benefits. Clinton was now known nationwide, so in 1992 the Democratic Party nominated him for president. Clinton chose Tennessee Senator Al Gore as his running mate. Republicans renominated President George H.W. Bush and Vice President Dan Cordy. Voters were upset with Bush because of the poor national economy, so Clinton won the election. He earned 370 electoral votes, while Bush received only 168. President Clinton. Clinton took office on January 20th, 1993. Congress soon passed many laws Clinton supported. The Brandy Handgun Violence Prevention Act passed in 1993. The bill tightened gun controls. At Clinton's inauguration, he impressed the importance of individuals taking responsibility to make the country a better place. President Clinton signed the Family and Medical Leave Act on February 5th, 1993. Another important law was the Family and Medical Leave Act. This allowed employees time off to care for a new baby or a sick family member. Then in October, Clinton suggested ways to improve America's health care system. His plan would allow all Americans to get health care insurance. However, Congress voted against Clinton's plan. Clinton also worked on the North American Free Trade Agreement. It took effort on January 1st, 1994. Slowly, the ended tariffs on goods exchanged between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This greatly improved trade. Clinton encouraged peace talks between Israel Prime Minister Yasser Rabin left and President Wayne Organization Chairman Yasser Arafat right. President Clinton worked with other countries too. In 1993, he had invited leaders from Israel and Palestine to sign a peace agreement. Then in 1994, Clinton sent U.S. troops to Haiti. They returned Haiti's president to power after he had been overthrown. In 1995, Clinton sent U.S. troops to Boston to help maintain peace. Meanwhile, the Clintons faced personal problems. They had invested in some Arkansas property with the Water Development Commission, but some people believed the land deals were illegal. In 1994, the U.S. government hired lawyer Kenneth Starr to investigate the case. Clinton divested before Congress. His business partners were found guilty in May 1996, but the charges against the Clintons were dropped. This scandal became known as the Whitewater Affair. That same year, President Clinton and Vice President Gore ran for re-election. Republican Party nominated Senator Bob Dole of Kansas for president. Former Congress Jack Crum became his running mate. Times were good, so voters did not want a change. Clinton easily won the election. Bob Dole received just 159 electoral votes. The Clintons 379. In 1999, the Clintons traveled to Europe. Clinton spoke to NATO troops helping with the conflict in Kosovo. During Clinton's second term, America faced conflicts in other countries. In 1998, tourists based in Afghanistan bombed U.S. hosted in Africa. Clinton ordered military attacks against tourists. At the time, Iraq would not with the United States and its weapons factories. The United not what the United Nations accepted. Not with the United Nations except its weapons factories. The United Nations heard Iraq was making dangerous weapons, so President Clinton ordered military attacks against Iraq. Meanwhile, efforts had been attacking people in government. In March 1999, Clinton supported the attacks and investigation by NATO. By June, Singh agreed to stop fighting, so NATO stopped its attacks. It also sent troops to keep the peace. About 7,000 American soldiers joined the fight. President Clinton's cabinet. Back home, Clinton had named Madeleine Albright Secretary of State in 1996. Next year, she became the first woman at the Department of State. Clinton also named Bill Richardson as America's Ambassador to the United Nations. Richardson was the first husband to hold this job. President Clinton continued to increase government spending. During this time, the economy continued to grow. For the first time since 1969, the government had budget surplus, and by 1998, many more people had jobs and owned their homes. Meanwhile, Clinton had an additional personal problem. Back in 1994, a woman named Paula Jones had filed a lawsuit against him. A judge threw out the case in April 1998. However, Jones applied the case, and Lincoln wanted to investigate Clinton further. On August 17, 1998, Clinton appeared before a grand jury. He swore to tell the truth. Clinton then selected the joint lawsuit in November, but his problems are not over. Impeachment. Sarah sent a report to the U.S. House of Representatives in September. It said Clinton may have lied to the grand jury. Lying in court is a crime called perjury. So on December 1998, the House of Representatives impeached Clinton. The House passed two articles of impeachment. One said Clinton may have committed perjury. This other said Clinton may have asked others to lie too. This is called epic trigger justice. Next, the U.S. said held a trial. They tried to figure out if Clinton was guilty of the two articles. They also tried to decide if Clinton should lose his job as president. On February 12, 1999, the Senate found Clinton not guilty, so he is allowed to remain president. President Clinton continued to work hard after his impeachment. In early 2000, he supported a new law to improve trade with China. That same year, Clinton signed a trade agreement with Vietnam. Clinton was also busy with the 2000 election. That year, he helped his wife become a U.S. Senator. Clinton also helped Vice President Gore run for president. However, Gore lost the election to Texas Governor George W. Bush. Moving on, in January 2001, the Clintons left the White House and moved to New York. The next year, Clinton started the William J. Clinton Foundation and addressed problems such as AIDS, poverty, and climate change. In 2004, Clinton published his autobiography called My Life that December. The William J. Clinton Presidential Center opened in Little Rock. It includes a library and a museum. Clinton and former George H.W. Bush joined efforts in 2005. Together, they worked to raise money for victims of natural disasters. Then in 2007, Clinton published the book Given How Each of Us Can Change the World. That same year, Clinton's wife announced her candidacy for president. Clinton gave many speeches on her belief he hoped her win the Democratic nominee. Then in June 2008, Miss Clinton withdrew from the race to support Barack Obama. During his presidency, Clinton worked hard to improve social problems and the economy. Today, Bill Clinton remains devoted to making the world a better place. Office of the President. You have to be a candidate must be at least 35 and a natural born citizen. He or she must also have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. Each president may be elected to 2 4-year terms. Sometimes a president may be elected once. This happens if she served more than 2 terms of the previous president term. The presidential election is held on the Tuesday after the first Monday in November. The president is sworn in on January 20th of the following year. At that time, he or she takes the oath of office. Before Inauguration Day was changed from March 4th to January 20th. Inauguration Day used to be on March 4th. But when George Washington was first inaugurated, his inauguration day was on April 30th. 1789 at the Federal Hall, New York. Line of succession. The Presidential Succession Act of 1947 defines who becomes president if the president cannot serve. The vice president is first in the line of succession. Next are the speakers of the House and the president pro tempore of the Senate. If none of these individuals is able to serve, the office fails to the president's cabinet members. They would take office in order in which each department was created. While in office, the president receives a salary of $400,000 each year. He or she lives in the White House and has a 24-hour Secret Service protection. The president may travel on board 747 jet called Air Force One. The airplane can 70 passengers. It has a kitchen, a dining room, sleeping area, and conference room. Also has fully equipped offices with the latest communication systems. Air Force One can fly halfway around the world and become needed to refuel. It can refuel in flight. If the president wishes to drive by car, he or she uses Cadillac One. Cadillac One is a Cadillac David. It has been modified with heavy motivation system. President takes Cadillac One along when visitors visit other countries if secure transportation will be needed. The president also travels on a helicopter car Marine One. Like the presidential car Marine One, president will travel aboard sometimes the president needs to get away with and relax with family and the friends. Camp David is officially president retreat. It is located in cool wooded mountains in Maryland. The U.S. Navy maintains to retreat, and the U.S. Marine Corps keeps it secure. The camp for swimming, tennis, golf, and hiking. When the president leaves office, he or she receives Secret Service protection for 10 more years. He or she also receives a yearly pension of $91,400 and funding for office space, supplies, and staff. This is about presidents and their term. Gary. Gary. Alright, the end. I read you the whole book about Bill Clinton. Thanks for watching it today, guys. I'll make another video another day.